There is an infinite amount of money that can be sent. 170 billion is getting close to infinite. We've never sent that much money to any country ever. If we go another year, they burn through about 10 billion a month, and they already think they're a couple months behind on that. Within 4 to 6 months, they'll be asking for more money again. But shouldn't we at least ask where it's being spent? Sure, some of it's being spent on arms, tanks, guns, this, that. But some of it's going to pay their government salaries. Some of it's going to pay for welfare, disability, health care, first responders. I think we pay the salaries of 57,000 first responders. Do we have enough money to pay for the entire government, another government, plus all of their weapons? In addition to their government, we've been paying their pensions. That embarrassed some of the people, and they said finally, well, we'll pay for everything else. We'll pay for all of your government, but by golly, we draw the line at pensions. So they excluded pensions from this after paying for the pensions for over a year. But billions upon billions are going to pay for their government. Look, most of us over here want a smaller U.S. government. Now they want to ask us to pay for a bloated Ukraine government. But it's worse than just paying for their government and all of their programs. We're giving small business subsidies to Ukraine. If you watched 60 Minutes not too long ago, what you saw was a ladies' bag, ladies' handbags, a business that's getting subsidies from us. Look, I'm not even for subsidizing U.S. businesses. I'm for profit and loss. You sell something good that somebody wants to buy, you become successful in business. I don't think we should subsidize American businesses. But now they're not asking me just to subsidize American businesses. They want me to subsidize Ukrainian businesses. I think that's obscene. I think that's absurd. I think when I go home and I ask people, can you believe they're sending money to a handbag factory, to a handbag shop in Ukraine? People are aghast. They're livid. They're like, who are these people? We'll vote them out. And that's really what should go on. It's part of what this debate is about. People at home need to know who these people are. They're every Democrat save one and about 15 Republicans. People need to pay attention. They need to look how their senator votes on this or how their congressman votes if it gets to the House of Representatives. Because this is about people who are prioritizing Ukraine first and America last. Some of the money that's gone over there, in addition to going to small businesses, actually went to send 6 contestants to Paris Fashion Week, to the famous fashion show of Paris. So in the midst of this war, we're sending money to send some fashion brands or whatever that is from Ukraine to the Paris Fashion Show. In the middle of this war, their president had time to take some fancy pictures with Vogue. I don't know, but I think that kind of looks bad. I think that sort of just, that one doesn't pass the smell test. When we're in the middle of a war, sure, he's wearing his great T-shirt and everything, but he's in Vogue, all right? He's at war. About a month ago, he was in Argentina for the victory party for the new prime minister. No doubt asking for money. But the thing is I'm a big fan of the new prime minister of Argentina, too. I didn't go down there on the taxpayer dime, and I won't take a taxpayer dime to go down there. But the thing is, he's in the middle of the war. What in the heck's he doing in Argentina? He's everywhere, all around the world, asking for our money. But my oath of office is to my country. Doesn't mean I don't have sympathy for Ukraine. Doesn't mean I don't want them to win. It's just my oath of office is to my country. This would be a different debate if we had a big pile of money and we ran a surplus. But I can't in good conscience send money to Ukraine that we don't have. That $100 billion that's going out in this bill, in addition to the previous $110 billion, is all borrowed. It makes America weaker. It makes us less strong. You'll often hear the debate, and you'll hear people say, it's in our vital national interest to give money to Ukraine. Well, that's merely an opinion. There's a debate on both sides of it. And I'll give you the debate on the other side of this. They say we must support Ukraine or the dominoes will fall. Well, that was a theory from the Cold War, which didn't turn out to be even true during the Cold War. And the interesting thing is it is useful to understand how the Soviet Union lost. And to my mind, it's very clear how the Soviet Union was defeated. The engine of capitalism defeated the engine of socialism, the engine of communism. There's no comparison. Capitalism, which is freedom, freedom to exchange goods, freedom to trade goods across boundaries, it's so incredibly powerful that it has driven our success. But the Soviet Union couldn't keep up in the arms race because socialism just frankly doesn't work. Doesn't work for developing a strong military. They were always much weaker than we actually thought they were. But it also doesn't work for charity or for anything else. One of the great things about our country is incredible wealth, all the way down to our middle class, which exceeds the middle class of any country on the planet. But also, because that great wealth has allowed such amazing amount of charity. Even our national parks, as you look around and see most of our national parks, a huge majority of a huge percentage of the land in our national parks was actually donated by capitalists. A lot of the land being set aside in western states are very wealthy people are buying the land so it won't be developed and will remain pristine. But that's capitalism. That's the result of capitalism. Socialism doesn't work. The stories of socialism abound. There was a story in Poland of how price controls worked and how they always inevitably led to shortages. Guy goes in to buy eggs, and he said, are you the store that doesn't have eggs? And the guy said, no, we're the store that doesn't have toilet paper. The store across the way is the store that doesn't have eggs. That's the story of socialism. It's scarcity. That's the story of price controls. But there's been a debate for a long time in our country about whether or not you can have a free market, capitalist society and have a large military-industrial state. This was some of the division after the war between the libertarians and the conservatives, a little bit between Buckley and Murray Rothbard among the libertarians. And Rothbard and the other libertarians were worried that if you had a big military state, that the amount of money that went into that would cause us to lose our freedoms, that you couldn't have both, that really you need not have this massive military state. That argument still goes on.